All right, there's two ways that the Bible is written. It lets you know about deception, and it lets you know about what God's going to do. So, for instance, when fire from heaven comes down in the sight of men, that's deception. Because it says it right afterwards, in the very next verse, that all nations shall be deceived because there's fire from heaven. In Revelation 20, right after the saints have been compassed, then fire comes down from the Lord from heaven. So that's the real fire, and then there's deception fire that comes first, and then real fire afterwards. And again, in Ezekiel 38, chapter 38, verse 19, where God talks about there being a great shaking in the land of Israel. It says, "For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken." Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. Surely you'll see a great shaking in the land of Israel. So here's the world leaders taking this verse in 38:19, and we're going to see a great shaking in the land of Israel in that day. Surely we will. So I can see where when I listen to pastors on YouTube who are in the churches still, which they shouldn't be, but they are. So whatever. This sudden destruction is going to be sudden destruction to a lot of people. Most think that, here's what kills me. Here's what slays me. I'll tell you. I get slain all the time when I hear this. All right? We have, once the peace treaty signed, guys, okay? Once that peace treaty signed, then it's 7 years from that point on. But I thought you said no man knows the day or the hour, the time, or anything. Well, I mean, we don't, I mean, until that happens, the peace treaty. Yeah, but I thought you said Matthew 24:36 clearly says no man knows the day or the hour. Not even angels, not even the Son. It didn't say which Son, it just says the Son. Not even the Son, but my Father only. Okay? So when the peace treaty signed, from that point on, we have 7 years, correct? Yeah, I mean, well, can somebody answer that question? 7 years of tribulation. A lot of people can agree with that, 7 years of tribulation. But when did the tribulation start? Did it happen to start back on May 21st, 2011? With the warning from Harold Camping? You know, that guy that's dead? The one that fell asleep? And since then, all things continue as they are? And mockers and scoffers come in the last days saying, where's the promise of his coming? You know, that guy? The one that told us about this back over yonder? And here we are, 7 years later, May 21st is coming up. 22nd, 21st, 22nd. And these wars are happening. These rumors of wars, these threats are happening. So we have all these threats about the wars that started on April 7th, right? Started on April 7th. So it really is just it's a name that script. Can you guess the date? And it's like a game. It's like a game show. It really is. It's a guessing game show, because we're doing the same thing. We're reading the Bible also. We're seeing where it's playing out, each verse by verse. But others have the ability to understand spiritual things, and the world doesn't. So when they're playing this Bible out, there's going to be a great shaking in the land of Israel. When I listen to these pastors, I learn from them because I understand where they're deceived at. I understand why they're behind the 8 ball, 7 years behind the 8 ball. Because none of them, obviously, none of them heard the warning. I mean, I'm sorry, they heard the warning. All these church leaders heard the warning. Now, regular people in the world, they didn't hear the warning. They didn't hear anything about May 21st, 2011. I heard about it, and I can see how it all unfolded ever since then. Everybody hated Harold Camping's guts, and they were supposedly true believers, true Christians, but they hated his guts. They couldn't stand him. And when I'm continuing his message, there's people that can't stand me either. But you're hypocrites because you have hatred in your heart. And you say you love God and you know him, but you hate your brother? Okay. If they would have adhered to the warning, they would not be teaching in the churches. That's why Harold Camping warned us and said that sudden destruction would happen to those guys. And then those guys are teaching today that sudden destruction is going to happen to those guys over there, not us, not our church. Our church, our entire whole church is going to be raptured, like the whole thing, guys. You come to our church over here, we're going up. If you're not here that day, I don't know what to tell you, man. Be here on the Sabbath, on Sunday. All right? Make sure you're here on Sunday, guys. I understand where they're getting their information from. They think that Israel is going to be the place where God shows great signs, miracles, and wonders, that everybody's going to turn to him and nobody's going to be able to destroy Israel. Now that's a crock of crap. So here's the thing. When there's a great shaking in the land of Israel and Israel is destroyed, well, that is what is going to start to turn people to God. Out of the fear, for the ones that don't know that it's all on TV, that's God's plan though. And it's purposed that way. Like I am talking to a brick wall. Not to my family and people with an open mind. To some people, I'm talking to a brick wall. It's purposed that way. I'm supposed to be talking to a brick wall. Supposed to be. I'm supposed to get nothing but resistance, because there's a reason why when Christ walked the earth, he told people what was going to happen ahead of time. And then when it happened ahead of time, like he said it was, that's what got people to believe in him. The heathens, the non-believers. They started to believe because of it. And the ones that already believed, well, it was comfort to them because of his predictions. And it's no different these days. God gives us information, which is the Bible. You pick it up and you read it. And you can see where we're at today, verse by verse. And you can also discern that, well, there's deception throughout the entire world. The entire world, all nations shall be deceived, all of them. So it's no surprise that I get resistance. If I didn't, I would be worried. If I had everybody that love, I would be worried that I'm not doing something right. That's the key right there. The key is resistance, hatred, mocking and scoffing. Not the kind with sense of humor. Not when you're mocking and scoffing a liar. But you guys think I'm a liar. That's the thing. You guys are deceived also. You know, the brick wall I'm talking to. You guys are deceived. But you're going to see it. You're going to see it real soon. And that's what I love about this, is the fact that you're given this information, you spread it throughout the entire world, on YouTube, that is, throughout the entire world, and then the end shall come. Here we are at the very end. Now, when people think that we're just going to continue on, and everything's going to be great, it's hard to even believe that anybody thinks that. But I basically continue to do this for the non-believers. For you guys who believe, family, you believe, you understand, you know something's getting ready to pop off. Seriously. You understand that there's deception throughout the entire world. You already understand that everybody is in bed together. All the leaders, everybody, God put it in their hearts, all of them to agree, to have the same mind, to be like-minded. So these leaders, they have their best Bible scholars. And they have the best production. They have the best special effects. They have the best images ever in the history of the world. Some images we haven't even seen yet. That's how great they are. So going back to the pastors that are still preaching on YouTube and talking about we have to come up with a peace treaty first, and then there's going to be a 7-year tribulation period, and then there's going to be a 1,000-year reign, and then there's going to be this, and then there's going to be that. Well, it sounds like they have a chart that if you tell everybody that, then the entire world's going to know when Christ is returning. Which means, you know what, I'm going to have to go to this verse because it's the most common verse that people use when you try to tell them that you have an understanding about when Christ is returning. And they come up with this verse and they say, no, but in Matthew 24:36 it says this, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. No man knows. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. However, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Well, wasn't Noah warned that he had 7 days to get into the ark? Yeah, I mean, it's, you know. So, let me just stop for a second, though. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. Nope. Not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Now, there's more where it says, not the Son. It also says not even the Son, It doesn't say son of man. It doesn't say, I don't think it says son of man or son of, it doesn't, it just says son. There's many sons. I mean, you got to be specific about that. Now learn a parable of the fig tree, Israel. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. 70 years. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Another thing is, on the 18th, for some reason, Israel is celebrating their 70th year. But why? It's like they're celebrating ahead of time, purposely, because the real celebration starts May 14th of this year, which is exactly 70 years. Since they gained their independence, May 14th, 1948, May 14th, 2018. And then 7 days later is May 21st, 2018. At the end of the day, midnight turns into the 22nd. The full day. The entire day. So nobody knows when, but yet they know exactly. And as soon as they sign a peace treaty, so you know what? For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. So what I don't, it just, the confusion of the people that are teaching this stuff, it's because they stayed in the churches. They didn't adhere to the warning that the church age is over. It's been over. It's just over. It's not, God is not saving people in the churches anymore. He's saving people outside in the world by regular people proclaiming this word throughout the entire world. So if nobody knows, then why is it that they say this? This is what I heard today, and this is why I'm doing this video now. I just wanted to get it out there. I'm being serious today, okay? I mean, right now I am. I mean, I'm serious all the time about my message, but I just like to expose what liars do and say. Oh, by the way, Alex Jones said that he admitted that he's in the government. Because in one of his videos, he said, I could play it, but he said that he didn't think that Donald Trump's that dumb to know, not to know about, you know, whatever in the government. And as soon as he said the government, then he said, I have 80 employees. I don't care, keep track of all of them. Okay, all right, I already know you're in the government, but other people don't. I don't know how they don't. So back to this, no man knows the day or the hour. Then why is it that people say as soon as they sign the peace treaty, then it's a 7-year tribulation period? Nah, man, you're behind the 8 ball on this one. It happened almost 7 years ago. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Well, immediately, let's start in 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Now that there is God doing it. Because the sun shall be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. That's God. When it says the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon shall be turned into blood, and the stars, well, when the stars fall from heaven. We're going to see stars falling from heaven. We're going to see the moon turn into blood. We're already seeing the sun being turned into darkness. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So even the angels are going to have the sound of the trumpet. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. Which angels? See, people, this is what I'm talking about. This is why there's so much confusion, because it doesn't say the angels of heaven, but down here in verse 36, but of that day and hour no man know, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Just saying, he says it to where he's very specific about who he's talking about. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So the wars and rumors of wars. It started on the 6th verse. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And then on the 7th verse. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. The 7th verse. April 7th was the beginning of these sorrows. That was the war, that was the gas bombing, the gassing and the bombing is the beginning of these rumors of wars, these threats of wars about World War III. It just is. There's 450 prophets that were slain by Elijah, right? There's 45 days from blessed is he who waits to the 1,335th day. After the 1,290 days, there's 45 days. Donald Trump is the 45th president. 45th president. Just giving you some numbers to think about. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Kill you? You mean on TV or in reality? So everybody takes that verse. Oh my God, they're going to kill, everyone's going to die. Billions of people, man. Okay, well, hey, look. Believe what you want, man. And they shall then shall many be offended. I couldn't tell. And shall betray one another. And shall hate one another. Huh. I don't feel hatred on my end, guys. I feel nothing but love on this love connection. And many Robin Hoods shall arise and deceive many, guys. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. You mean people are actually going to endure to the end and not die? Oh my God. That's crazy, man. Yeah, like 7 billion of them. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. I know people are looking at this verse like, well, we got to wait for Satan. He's supposed to come down. He's going to make himself known. Hey, hey, biatch. I'm the Antichrist, biatch. Here I am. You have 7 more years to go from this point on. So people are waiting for him to stand in a holy place. I already see him standing in the holy place. The cornerstone was already rejected. The 1290 days had already passed. We're right in between the 335th day. I mean, we're going to find out soon. And here's the thing. Many false prophets shall rise. Many. 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 Well, you're one of them, Robin. Yeah, that's my goal, is to deceive people and tell them, hey, guys, you know, people aren't really dying like they're saying, and 7 billion of us are going to be saved. So fear, guys. Fear, fear, fear. The only ones that'll believe that are the ones that are actually saved already. That's the whole point. But 7 billion people aren't saved. They're going to get saved in the very end, because the land of Israel, there's going to be a great shaking on the television set. Your TV's going to shake, all right? You're going to hear some boom sounds. You're going to see some destruction, because they're going to blow up some bridges and stuff. They got dynamite underneath it. We're going to hear it. We're going to see it. It's just not, it isn't what it is, man. It isn't what it is. All this fear porn, pushing fear. The only thing I'm pushing is fear God and listen to his warning, because you're going to fear him anyway. He's going to get you to fear him. It's just easier if you listen, pay attention, and fear him beforehand. But it's not going to happen. It's planned. It's purposed this way. These people walking around this local hero program, they don't fear God. You don't fear him. But I'm trying to tell you guys, you're going to fear him. You're going to. You're not paying attention to anything that's going on in the world. Everything is continuing as it is. All right. I mean, I keep hearing the same thing. That's fine. We'll see. My purpose isn't to lead anybody astray. If I get a date wrong about a bombing or something, it's going to happen real shortly anyway. It's just a game now. It is a game. Yes, it's a joke. It's a joke, because Job 5:22. Job 5:22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. I mean, what more do you need? You're not supposed to fear this famine and destruction. You're going to laugh at it. I've been laughing at it for the past couple years now already. It's getting exponentially funnier when you look at the images on TV and see the show, the light show. It's like, really, this is what we're seeing? Thou shalt come to thy grave in a full age. What's a full age besides living straight through it? Walking straight through. Hey, here's eternal life right here. Oh, here we go. Hey, eternal life. Hey. But for the fearful and unbelieving, there's no place in heaven for you. There's no place in the new heaven and new earth for you. That's why God's plan is to deceive all of you guys by using his flunky Satan and all of Satan's flunkies to deceive everybody, including the elite. Most of them, I'm sure. Not everybody knows exactly what's going on, that Christ is returning. But there are people that do. And they're still going to fight. They're taking the chance. Here's what they're saying. You know what? We know when Christ is returning. I mean, we know when God said he's returning. But we're going to chance it. Because there's even true believers that still aren't sure. Still just, it sounds good, Robin, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, we're going to find out soon. So my goal is to get people to turn to God and have their souls saved, which includes all of my enemies. Everybody who hates my guts and wants me dead, I love you. I'm doing this for you. For the people that already believe, I'm doing it as a reminder to stay comforted. Peace in your heart. Peace, not fear. No. They want you to fear. I've done hundreds of videos about it already. They want you to fear. Because that's their agenda. It's not mine. No money. I don't want your money, YouTube. But you want me to make money, don't you? You guys are dying from that Walmart video. So much money we could have made off Robin off of that damn video, and you won't even give us a time and chance. Oh man, it's like 4,000 views a day. And you want, come on, Robin, just accept it. Please take the plaque, will you? We'll give it to you. We'll hand deliver it to you, Robin. Just please take the button. Please, Robin, come on, just take the button. Oh man. Nah, I'm good. Screw you. Keep it for yourself. Don't want it.